afternoon guys, how is it going? Welcome to today's video. As you can see from the title, I'm taking the turbo off again. If you guys caught my last video, obviously you saw I had an oil leak and bolts were missing and a load of problems. So you know what, I gave up basically. So I've ordered another turbo from KRS, a complete new unit. It's only a stage 1, so it's basically the same core that I put in. So it's the turbine isn't any bigger, it's just stronger, which is all I want for now, basically, because if I don't want to push the car too hard at the minute. I just want to get it over 300, be happy with that for a bit, and then once I get some rods in, then I'll be able to obviously really push the car. But yeah, so I'm going to get the old turbo off now, have a look, going to inspect all the lines. A couple of people have mentioned about maybe my oil feed line's got a hairline crack in it. Shout out to you, to 777. You know who you are. But yeah, so I'm gonna get the old turbo off now. It's I've done it before, so it shouldn't be too bad. Everything shouldn't be like epically tight to undo, like the exhaust manifold bolts and nuts and stuff like that. But we'll see. I'm in a better mood now than I was. I've got a bit of motivation back for the car again. Now the turbo's here, it's sort of like pushed me a little bit now to get the car sorted. Because again, the car's been sat for a week. I've not touched it. The turbo came a few days ago, but I just couldn't be bothered because my mindset wasn't right. But now I'm in a better mood today, so I'm going to crack on, get the turbo off, have a look at it, inspect all the lines. Hopefully, none of the lines are cracked, because if it is, I don't have any, which means that it's going to be off the road a bit longer whilst I order new lines and stuff like that. But we'll see. So let's crack on. Right then, the car's up in the air, just high enough for me to get underneath. Getting a bit of deja vu here. Right. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this intake pipe off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go underneath and drain the coolant out of the radiator, so I can start undoing the coolant lines. And then take all these hoses out of the way, just basically move everything out of the way, such as this coolant line there, undo the clip off this coolant line here, undo the brackets here. Just basically do what I did last time. If you guys haven't seen it, you know, if you do want a more of a detailed guide how to remove your turbo and stuff like that, I did when I changed the core, I sort of was a bit more graphic. I'll try and be descriptive as I can in this video. But yeah, first thing I need to do, I'm going to take this off, get that out of the way, just move everything out of the way as best I can. Next will be draining the coolant out of the radiator. So obviously then I can start removing all the coolant lines. And then once I've done that, I can get underneath, start undoing the oil stuff, like the oil feed and return. And then once that's done, I'll start undoing the exhaust manifold bolts, exhaust manifold nuts. Take that off, and then hopefully then the turbo should be free to come out. Obviously I need to drop the downpipe as well. So I need to do that as well. Then, like last time, spend about 500,000 years putting it back on. But yeah, so it's not a job I wanted to do, but I've got a nice shiny turbo now. Again, like a complete unit, like manifold, hot side, cold side, sort of everything. So I suppose it's not all bad, is it? But yeah, I'm gonna crack on with that now. I'll update you as and when. Right then, as you can see, the coolant's draining out. I did use, like last time I did it, I did use the line, which I forgot to do this time, but I just pulled out the drain plug out the radiator. So all that coolant's dripping out now and going everywhere, which I didn't really think this through. It's going everywhere. Oh no. Yeah, last time I had a pipe there for it to drain out of. I should have done it, I just didn't think, but it's too late now, it's coming out. And catch as much as I can, so I shouldn't line it too badly, but yeah, so that's what you need to do, undo that first. And also make sure the cap's off as well, because otherwise you'll undo it and it won't come out. So undo the cap of the reservoir, then it'll all start pissing out now, like this. So yeah, so that's all that's doing. I'll start undoing bits on top. Right then, update. I've removed all the top coolant side, obviously that bar that goes across the feed there. I've obviously just put the bolts back in just so I know where they are. I've undone the ones off that goes up to the coolant tank itself. I've also managed to get this annoying one off. I've struggled with this one last time. If you guys have done a turbo change on one of these guys, you know this hose is an absolute pain in the backside. So getting this little clip here off, it's just a nightmare. So top side, I think I'm pretty much there, apart from the oil feed, which I'll have to crack off yet, but I won't do that yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to crack the downpipe off next. Obviously it's just holding with like a Torx bolt, I think, from memory serves me right. And then get underneath. I need to take some of the intercooler pipe work off so I can gain access to the oil feed, and the return I can get to, the oil feed I can't. Then obviously once that's done, I can come back up top, crack the oil feed off the turbo itself, and then start doing the nuts for the manifold. So it's not going too bad at the minute. I will have to undo these bolts actually, thinking about it. You know, I can't leave them in. I'm only leaving them in for now, because obviously I'm going to need need clearance to get the turbo out. But yeah, it's getting there, guys, it's getting there. So let's carry on undoing more stuff. Right then, as you can see, quite a lot's gone on. I've took my front bumper off. This will give me better access to my intercooler pipework, which you have to remove, obviously, to remove off the cold side of the turbo underneath. It's a bit of a bugger to get out if you're running an uprated one. But the reason you have to take it off, obviously, besides the point you need to take it off under the turbo, but you need to take all of the pipework all around here. Because you need to gain access to this one here. You see it there. So you need to undo that, which is your feed. Obviously undo that bolt there to take it off the car itself. So you undo that one, doesn't me right. Take that off from there. And once you've done that, obviously it's released off the car, then the feed is. So then obviously you'll do it off the top, and then you can just take the whole lot out. But yeah, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to undo that just yet. I'm going to crack my downpipe off first. And then once that's off, I'll undo this. From last time, not much all came out really. It was pretty minimal, so you won't lose a lot. And obviously, then the drain is that one, just there, that big bolt thing. So yeah, it's just I've done this once already, which has made life a little bit easier this time around. I'm not gonna lie, but it's just something I can do without. But we're getting there, guys. We persevere. Right, and I'm going to crack on doing all that lot, and then I'll come back to you. Right then, as you can see, that's undone off there, the feed. All I've literally got left to do is do the drain. I've took the downpipe off as well. So undo the drain, then I'll start cracking all these off the top. Then hopefully the lot should just lift out. If I remember rightly, a couple of these are a little bit of a bugger to get to, but I'm almost there though. It's almost ready to come off. What I've done as well with this vac line here for the BCS delete, I've left it on the reset because it's an absolute bugger to get the pipe on while it's in situ. So what I thought I'd do is obviously do it the other way around. Put it off there, take it off with this, and then put the new one on. When I put the new turbo on, before I fit it on the car, I'll put that vac line on first, just to make my life a little bit easier. You know what I mean? It's just a case of just trying to make your life as easy as possible, isn't it? We also need to unplug that as well. So, which is the what's it called? Boost control solenoid, I think it's called. Yeah, that's what it's called, isn't it? Yeah, front one. That's right. My mind's gone a bit blank today, but yeah, we're getting there. We are getting there. Right then, hallelujah, we are off. Again, a closer inspection, it does look like it's wet in the core. I don't know if it does look really wet around the drain, so I don't know if the drain's been leaking. Obviously this is the bolt that's a nightmare. There's bolts that are missing off there, that's moved again. The feed looks, nothing really noticeable, obvious I can see. Any like worrying leaks or cracks on it, so to speak. Looks a bit wet around here, but I don't think it's because I've obviously undone it and oil's gone on it. But the main thing as well, is I don't know if you guys can really see that. But the crack sort of starts from there and it goes all the way along to the sort of there. It's quite a significant crack, to be fair. And also, weirdly, the turbo has play already. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can really tell. Up and down. So yeah, that's good, isn't it? That lasted long. Didn't smoke though, did it? So wow, it is what it is, isn't it? You know what I mean? But it's off. So it's going to be a case of getting in the shed now, get it on the big voice, start on doing everything, ready to change everything across to the new one. Obviously, it'll make my life a lot easier being in the shed and on the voice, rather than just trying to do it on the floor, so I can just fix it on. But yeah, it's off at least, and a bit weird that the studs came out with the nuts as well, but I suppose it don't really matter, does it? They're going to go back in. So they're all new, as you can see. When I've done my core, they're all brand new. So but for some whatever reason, some have come out with the well, most of them. What's that? Six of them have come out. So I don't know, but yeah, I'll catch you up when once I've got the turbo in the shed on the voice, and I'll show you the new one as well. Right then, we're in the shed. As you can see, I've got them both next to each other, so it's going to be a case of swapping all the ancillaries and everything else off one turbo onto this new one, this shiny nice new one. It's like I said, it's a stage 1 core from KRS. I will leave a link in the description for his page if it's something you want yourself to sort out. But yeah, so it's going to be a case of basically swapping everything around, putting from that to that, and yeah, and then I might be on hold for a little bit because basically I don't have a small torque wrench to torque everything up to spec, so I'm going to wait for James. I'm going to hand tight everything in, then wait for James to come around just to bring me his torque wrench just so I can torque everything up to spec. So I don't want to just go in guessing. But yeah, so I still can't believe how many bolts are missing from all this, but it is what it is, isn't it? You know what I mean? There's not really much I can do about this, but it's just unfortunate more than anything. But yeah, so I'm going to get this in the vice now and start changing everything. And then hopefully once that's on, it's ready to all go back on together again. They didn't, on the instructions for the priming the turbo, Chris just says to basically just crank your engine over several times, which I'm going to do anyway, but I'm also going to get a syringe and syringe the turbo with oil as well, just for my own peace of mind more than anything, just so I know the first turn of the turbo isn't going to be dry. I'll put some oil in there, and obviously keep cranking the engine over and over and over and over and over and over. Wait a minute, crank it over again, so obviously the starter mode doesn't get too hot, and then hopefully we'll be ready for the first start, but that's a while off yet. So yeah, I'm going to put this in the vice up there, start cracking everything off and stripping it all off, and then clean it all up. I'm going to put a Jubilee clip on here because you guys noticed as well that I'm missing the Jubilee clip off here as well, so I'm going to put one on anyway just for the sake of it. So make sure, just double check that's not leaking through up through the pipe work as well. So just trying to give myself the best chance really of everything. So yeah, I will update you once I've stripped everything off. Right then, I've stripped all the bits off. Got some bits there and bits all over the place to be honest, yeah. But yeah, so they both basically look the same now. So I know I've took everything I need off pretty much, I think. Yes, I have. So yeah, I'm still quite shocked about this turbo to be honest with you. I'm still shocked at the amount of play it has in it, to be honest with you. But I'll open my penny valve now. I'll open it as much as I can. Don't know if you can really see how cracked it is. So yeah, brilliant. Well, at least I'm changing it now. So, obviously this is a nice new one inside. No cracks or anything like that. It's all fresh. So yeah, happy days I suppose. Well, I'm going to start hand tightening everything in, and then I'll be waiting for James then to basically give me his torque wrench so I can torque everything up, make sure everything's tight how it should be. But yeah, so I'll crack on guys. Right then guys, we're back in. Well, sort of. I swapped all the ancillaries over. I don't know if it was the design of the manifold is different to one I've got. Let me get my torch. Doing that up, the oil feed was an absolute headache. I don't know if you could sort of see. The manifold's sort of like a different design, so getting in there to tighten it up was really difficult. I don't know if you guys can really tell. Like, see if you go straight over it, you just haven't got much chance. But I persevered. I managed to use like a flexi end and get in there that way. Torqued it up best I could. The 35 Newton meters, the feeds pretty much. So yeah, and I've got a new coolant feed that was supplied with the kit as well. So that was nice. There's a brand new bolt in there. I torqued everything up as it's supposed to be. So yeah, it's literally a case of putting some of the bolts in. But yeah, that's it. It took me longer than I expected to change it because of that bolt to do up. Like I said, if you look over it, dead over, it's so difficult to get in there. But at least it's sort of done. But yeah, I think I've had enough now. I'm not going to be rushing it. So I might just put a few of the studs in now. I've basically got to where I got to last time when I've done the core. So it took me a while to do the core, whereas this time it took me a while to do that one bolt. It was going fine until I hit that one bolt. So I don't know, is the manifold a different design? You tell me guys, I don't know. But yeah. But like I said, I'm going to crack this on, get through the bolts and that, and then I'll see where I'm at. and then if worse comes to worse, I'll just carry on with it tomorrow. I'm in no rush. I don't need the car, so it's fine. But yeah, I should continue this as and when. Okay, it's the next day. So I didn't really get far last night. Well, after I ended the video. So basically, all I've got left to do is to tighten all these up, sort the oil stuff out at the bottom, and then basically reverse a removal really. Connect the intercooler pipes, and then obviously put all the coolant stuff on the top. Spend about 5,000 years getting that back on, and then after that it should be ready. But I probably won't film as much because I just want to get it knocked out now. I just want to get it all back together, and hopefully I did prime the turbo before I put the oil feed on. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I did last time: disconnect the core pack, crank it over loads and loads and loads and loads of times so 100% gets all out through the turbo itself, so it doesn't start dry, and then start it, realise it's probably blowing from there, and then take the downpipe off, put it back on, take the downpipe off, put it back on. But you never know, I might get lucky. I doubt it though. But so I'm going to get all back together and I'll update you guys once it's done. Right then, we're all back together. I've put some coolant in it. I'll put the clamp on, use the jack. Nice one, mate. You know you are who suggested I use that, but we'll see if it actually works. But yeah, I put some coolant in it, everything's done up. I've gone around these 3 times, I've triple checked everything. But yeah, so it's gonna be a case of just cranking it over several times. Obviously I've unplugged the core pack, gonna crank it over, crank it over, crank it over, crank it over, to make sure the oil's got through the turbo and pre-lubed it before I do the first start. So I'm going to crank it over first, and then I'll sit up on the tripod for the first start and listen to the downpipe blow. I'll be shocked if it doesn't blow first time. I've never done one of these first time. I don't think I ever will. They're an absolute pain. If you guys own these cars, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, so let's try it. Right then, I've cranked it over several times, and yeah, so we'll go for the first start now and listen to the exhaust blow. Hopefully not. Hopefully first time's a charm. Time, I think, guys. Maybe not. Well, I thought it wasn't blowing. It is blowing slightly, but not too bad. So that's not too bad for a first attempt. So I'm gonna have a fiddle around with it now and see if I can get it to go again. I can't see any worrying or leaks, so that's a good thing, isn't it? But yeah, so I'll get back to you once I know. Right then, we're running, guys. I messed around with the exhaust best I could. See all that smoke's just obviously all build smoke and that. Yeah. So I'll let it idle for a bit now, and then what I'll do is I'll just double check there's no leaks or anything like that. But overall, got there in the end, guys. Nightmare. But yeah. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.